Okay, so now I want to move on to using promises instead of callbacks. So promises makes it easier than callbacks. I mean, it's kind of a cleaner way of using callbacks. And they're also composable, as we'll see just now. So what I want to do now is I want to copy. I want to copy create report.js, and I want to copy them into create report promises.js. So it's not copy, man. Come on, Control A. The command is actually cp. Now I've created a copy. So going into this now, so we're going to now work with the promises files. Let me close others. And now what I want to do is we want to convert our callbacks into promises. So for now, what I will do is I'll copy a comment the one query out. So now we're no longer going to be using callbacks. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to do something like this. See, in the past we had this callbacks that said weekday results. Comment all of this stuff out. See, the parts that we have now is still, this rest is still the same. So now we're going to say dbpool.query. Instead of getting a callback now, I need to say something .then. So a promise. So this query now returns a promise, and the promise have a function that's called then. So now I have in this case I have, so this is the result. So what was this in my first? This was the weekday result that we have here. So now we have the weekday result, and then I say console.log. Let's just say weekday result. And then the way that I catch errors now is by doing this catch, and then I do the same thing here, function error. So that's another callback. You see there's one callback now for the result and another one that's there for the actual, if there's an error. So in this case we do something like this. So we say select count from kittens. So in this case it's weekday 1. We're running this whole thing, so we're running it twice. So let's see. So now I want to run create report promises. Okay, see, so now I'm again getting like everything. So what I want to say here, weekday result dot rows, running that. Okay, see, so now that's working well. So there's 3 on both days. So you see now when I run a promise, there's no callback in here. I add the then here, and then we basically go from there. So what I can do now is I can again do something similar to what I've done in the past. So we can go on and I can do something like this. Then I can keep on saying dot then. So I can do something like this. And then I can again kind of put the one callback into the result of the other callback. And that's like very similar to what we've done with the callbacks. But there's a much better way that we can do with promises. There's something called promise.all. So promise.all. What that does is give it a list of promises, and then it will run all those promises, and when they are done, it will actually return the result of all the promises. So then we give it function result. So the result will then contain result of all the promises that was run, and then I can do catch. So I can then have my error statement. So I can do something like this, like what we've done earlier, catch. So we can do something like that, catch. So we can do something like this. So we can put all the promises we want to run in here, then we can get the results here. So in our case, what I could do is I can actually take what I've done here, I can copy that, I can put that in here, and then I can get the query. So from here we want this query, we want to have duration here, we want to do that. And then what we want to do is we want to get this query here, Control C. So now I can run that. Okay, there's no callback here. So just do something like this. So now I've got a list of queries. So why is this giving me error? db.pool weekday. So this one here is missing the round brackets. So now I've got all the queries that I want to run. And then what I can do here, I can get a result. And what result will contain, it will actually, the length of result should be 3. So let's have a look. In this case, I just want to check result dot length, because this should be the result of 3 queries. So I want to clean all of this code out. Then let's see. So if we run this, like you see there's 3 that's coming back because there are 3 queries. If I comment one of the queries out, it should be 2, which it is. So queries, so using promise.all, I can actually run all the queries that I want to run now. And then what I'm going to be getting here is I'm going to be getting all the results that I need to create my report. So let's have a look. So in this case, we wanted, so we're going to need to have, what do we have? Weekday result. So in this case, weekday result is the first query. So we're going to say const weekday result is result 0 in the list. The other one we need was duration result. Duration in this case was the second one in the list. So we want to say number that. And the other one was actually just result, which is going to be, I've got to make a typo here. So there should be result V. So in this case, I'm going to rename this one overall result, and that's going to be result 2. So now I've got all the results that I need to be able to create my report. So let's copy our report string. So there was our report string in. Copy this into here. So we have, so again, we've got our overall thing. So what we also need, we need to extract all these parameters out for our report to work, because we haven't used any of them yet. So now here we have this one and this one. Then we have this one, daily total. So the last one was overall result. So this one we're going to replace with that. Overall result. So that looks good. So what I can do now is console.log, and then we are saying daily report. So let's have a look. So now I've got my create report here. I'm no longer using the callbacks. So, and for the time being, everything happens in a promise inside of my functions. I'm going to clean all of this up as well. So now what we are doing here for now, let's just see. We are calling this because we don't have any callback anymore. So now, if now we need to run, clear that, and we run node create report, we want to run the promises. So that's working well. The only thing now that we can't do is that we're returning this. So now we're not returning this. So what I would want to do is to say return daily report. And if we run this now, so function is, come back here. You run that, okay, so now there's nothing on the screen, okay. And it's same as a callback now. If I were to say console.log, if I were to say something here, nothing would be coming back. So what we can actually do with promises, we can actually return the promise. So in that sense, I can do something like this. So I can say, okay, let's return the promise. So in that sense, daily report should be printed. Let's see, run that. Okay, so you see now it's telling me promise and it's telling me the promise is pending. So this is actually returning the promise and it's telling me that the promise is still busy to run. So what I can do now instead of what I've done, is we want to go here, and then what I know about a promise is that it's returning, have a then function, okay, and then we have result over here. We do something like this, and then we can say console.log result. If I run that now, you'll see I'm getting it back for the one, not yet for the other one. So now what I want to do with this one, I want to do the same thing for this one. I just want to append the callback on that side. What I actually want to do, I want to take the error handling out of this one here, and I want to remove the error handling to be down here. So I want to say that I actually want to handle errors here as well, and not up in the call. So I'm going to say console.log error. Okay, so now we are calling the grade report and we are displaying the result, and we're also handling the error. So what I want to do here is I want to do the same thing, Control V, running that, doing something like that, run the whole thing. Again, that's working fine. So as you can see now, we use promises, we clean things up from the previous one, that we're running all the queries. We say this is all the queries that I want to run. The queries will get ran for us, then we'll get the result of all the queries, and then we can build our string up. So you can see it's already looking much, much better than what it looked for our async await. So in the next video we will explore async await and see how that goes.